Hey you guys, I had just tried to shoot a video and I think it was getting too complicated, so I'm going to try it again. Alright, let's try this again. When you're doing modest upcycling, this video is about some principles of modest upcycling. When you're modest upcycling, you're taking many pieces to make a bigger whole. When you're just doing regular upcycling and you're not trying to do it for modesty, you're not trying to get length, you're not trying to get something bigger, you can pretty much take anything and just take away fabric. But when you're upcycling and you're trying to make a piece of clothing that's modest, that is something that's longer, that's looser, maybe something that has sleeves, you're going to need to add fabric to the garment, or you're going to need to use several garments in order to make one garment, because of the fact that nowadays, generally speaking, clothing doesn't come with as much fabric as it used to. So you need to add a little bit more fabric in order to be able to get a garment that's modest. Now, I understand that people's definitions of modest may vary, so yeah, I'm not going to, for me, when I say modest, I'm talking about things with long sleeves. I'm talking about dresses that are long, ankle length, longer, and I'm talking about clothing that isn't hugging you and letting everyone know everything about you except your mother's maiden name. So that's where I'm coming from, and most of well, all of the clothing that you'll see on this channel will be long sleeve, maxi length, and relatively loose fitting. Tight enough to let you know that you're a woman, loose enough to remind people that you are a lady. So that being said, in order to be able to do that, when you're taking ready-made clothing, in order to turn them into something that is looser, longer, and with sleeves, you're going to have to add material. And so in this video, I'm just going to tell you just give you some tips about how that works. And the reason why we're going to start with skirts is that they are one of the simplest things that you can make when you're starting out sewing. A skirt can be as simple as just two pieces of fabric, a front and back put together, or as complicated as a multi-piece patchwork garment, and anything in between. What I would like to recommend for you if you're just starting out is that you get a copy of this book. This book is entitled Sew What Skirts? 16 Simple Styles You Can Make with Fabulous Fabrics. Now, some of the skirts in here, they might need I would put a little bit more fabric with them, but nevertheless, there are a lot of tips and tricks that you can get, especially about pattern drafting, in this book. And when you understand the basics, then you'll know how to take the basics and apply them to something else. Alright, what I'm holding in my hand right now is kind of my stash of pattern pieces that I use when I'm going to make a skirt. These are all pieces that I lay on my pairs of pants or jeans or whatever they may be in order to cut out panels. Now you're asking me, Amy, what on earth are you talking about, a panel? Well, let me show you some examples, and hopefully you'll get what I'm saying by seeing the examples. Alright, first, this is a simple A-line skirt. It is made up of two pieces of fabric, a front and a back piece. It starts narrow at the top and widens out as it goes down to the bottom, thus the name A-line. This could be called a two-paneled skirt. Alright? Now, right here, this skirt is, we're going to go from 2, I'm not going to go up to 3 or 4, we're going to jump straight to 6. This is a 6-paneled skirt. Now, it also has a front and a back, just like your A-line skirt had the front and the back, but the front and the back are made up of 6 panels, and let me show you what I mean. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels. These are 6 individual pieces of fabric joined together with seams this one is joined to this one, this one is joined to that one, and they are all joined at the sides. All right? Now, this skirt was made from a jogging suit. As you can see, I took the lines that were going up the side of the jogging suit and incorporated them into the front and the back of this skirt, and it matches the top that went with the jogging suit. However, there was not enough material for me to take those legs of the pants, I'm going to show you a little bit more in a minute, and make a A-line skirt with just 2 panels. So what I had to do was I had to take and I had to use my measurements and divide my measurements and make a panel, a single panel, and then take that panel and cut it out and put it onto the leg of my pant and cut that panel out on actually it was I think not three pairs, it was about 1.5 pairs of pants that I used in order to make this skirt. So 2 legs, front and back of a leg, and another front and back of a leg to get the skirt. So that's what I used to make this skirt. Now, okay, so you're asking, not getting it, what's a panel? Alright, when I'm going to make a skirt, now this panel here is for a 12 board skirt. Let me show you an example of a 12 board skirt. This is, I don't have one finished, but this is a 12 board skirt in the making. As you can see, I've only sewn 2 sets of 3s and to sew them together. This is the front. I'm still working on the back. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 panels, this is the panel, are sewn together, and I'm going to add material at the bottom, and I'll show you how to do that later on. But these are sewn together to make the front of a 12 board skirt for a 2XL. This skirt will be for a size 2XL when I'm done. Alright, so what did I do to make these individual panels? What I did was I took a pair of pants like this, and I laid my panel piece on my pair of pants like that. I took my ruler and drew a line on either side and across the top, and after I'd done that, I cut it out, I got 1 panel or 2 panels depending on how many I cut at one time. So this is 1 panel, and so I took the panels and I sewed them together like this, and I sewed another one to that side, and that is how I got what I just showed you. Now here's the back of that skirt all sewed together, and you can see that you just sew the panels together to get a larger piece of material. Basically, when you are upcycling, sometimes you have to do patchwork. And so what you're doing is you're not just taking, you're going to be joining more than one piece of material together to get a larger piece of material for your finished product. And sometimes it'll look, you won't be able to tell, it'll be seamless, and the materials will be laying together, and it'll be all like one solid piece. And other times you may go for more of a patchwork look on purpose. For example, this skirt is a 6-panel skirt. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But you can see, before I cut out my 6 panels, I kind of made a patchwork, and then I cut out my panels on the patchwork piece of sewn together jeans, and that's how I made this skirt. Alright? So, to sum it up, sometimes when you're trying to make something that has less material, when you're trying to add material to something that doesn't have material, you're going to need to sew things together, join fabric together in order to get a larger piece of material. There are many ways that you can do that. One way to do it seamlessly, so it doesn't look like you have a mishmash of fabrics just sewn together, and especially if you've already bought material, or when I say material, I'm talking garments that are all the same fabric, is to use panels, because when you sew the panels together, if it's the same material like this, you wouldn't know that it didn't come from the factory like that. So that's how you can upcycle, and especially how you can make skirts that are using previously made material, but reusing them in a way that makes it look as if it was meant to be like that and not like it was just thrown together. So I hope that that makes sense. I'm going to be doing a video, I may be posting it up later on today or tomorrow, that actually shows you how to make these panels, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Bottom line is that when you're upcycling, if you want to upcycle and make things that don't look like you just kind of pulled from everywhere, one of the best ways to do that is by using the panel method for putting skirts together, and this also can be used for dresses and other things as well. So I hope that you understand and enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, or if anything was confusing, please let me know in the comment section, and of course please rate, comment, and subscribe. Take care and have a great day. Bye.